Well, one of the most famous cocktail families is a Collins. You could probably argue that a mojito is probably the most popular variant of that. That's effectively a rum Collins with mint. A Collins is really just a sour that's been lengthened with a little bit of sparkling or club soda. In this case, we're going to be using sparkling water. We're going to make a great New Zealand-inspired twist on the Collins, and this is called a Jerry Collins. It uses 42 Below Feijoa, which is a delicious flavoured vodka, elderflower liqueur, which is very much kind of a forgotten European product that's really starting to come back into fashion. It's an amazing sort of slightly tangy, slightly sweet. It's going to be a nice way to balance the really, really dry, clean, very, very sharp flavours that you get from 42 Below Feijoa. Then some freshly squeezed lemon juice and sparkling water. Now there's a couple of schools of thought about how you make a Collins. The only thing that people can really agree on is that it needs to be served in a large glass, which seems a fairly useless definition. Some people say you need to shake it and pour it over ice, other people say you don't. We're going to make it the easiest way possible, with the idea being that you will try and make it at home. So very simply, we begin, of course, as so many things do, with a glass full of ice. Then we're basically looking for a nice balance between our elderflower and our lemon. So we're going to use about 1 measure of lemon juice. We're going to do just shy of the same with our elderflower. And then we are going to add 1.5 times that for 42 Below Feijoa, because this is really the backbone of the drink. We want this to be nice and give it a bit of grunt. Lovely flavour. That's so dry, so clean, incredibly refreshing. The only thing that it really needs now, a little more ice, and then we're going to set that off. Some sparkling water. As you can see, this is a tall, very, very refreshing drink, but it's not going to be just, obviously, you look at the size of that and think that's a serious drink, but in actual fact, you've got an enormous amount of ice in there, you've got an enormous amount of lemon juice, and of course some sparkling water as well. Then just to finish this, and just something to give it a real aromatic character. I'm going to drop in a few squeezes of lime over the top. But first, we'll just give this a bit of a squeeze. Traditionally, of course, a Collins is served with a lemon wedge and a maraschino cherry. But I would hardly say that either of those is a necessary garnish here. Instead, continuing on that very, very dry, crisp theme, I'm just going to squeeze in a little bit of fresh lime. And that's about as tall, that's about as cold, that's about as refreshing as a drink ever gets. Fantastic. The Jerry Collins.